Once upon a time, in the vibrant heart of a sprawling city, there lay a quaint little family-run bookstore named the Boundless Page. It had been in existence for over 50 years, owned by an elderly couple, Harold and Margaret. The shop was a treasure trove of stories, a sanctuary for avid readers, a place where you could get lost in the endless rows of books. Every corner was filled with an enchanting aroma of aged paper, ink, and a hint of fresh coffee brewing in a little nook in the back that was open for those who wanted to enjoy a warm cup while they leafed through their new finds. Harold was a tall, kind man with glasses perched low on his nose, and his gentle grin could light up the dullest of days. Margaret, with her silver hair pulled back in a neat bun, was the heart of the bookstore, tending to customers with warmth and offering her wise recommendations. Together, they made the perfect team, and their passion for literature was contagious. Life in the bookstore was beautiful, yet simple, until one rainy Thursday afternoon, the universe decided to unfurl a franchise of chaos. A bell tinkled on the door as a mysterious figure stepped inside, shaking off raindrops from a long, dark coat. The sudden warmth inside contrasted sharply with the chilly downpour outside. It was a young woman, no older than 25, with fiery red hair and emerald green eyes that seemed to hold a universe of secrets. "Welcome!" Margaret called out brightly, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. "What brings you in on such a dreary day?" The young woman smiled softly, her voice calm, yet filled with a hint of hesitation. "Just escaping the rain, I suppose." As she wandered through the aisles, Harold and Margaret exchanged glances. They could sense there was something special about her. She moved from section to section, running her fingers over the spines of the books as if each touch sent electric jolts up her arm. Hours slipped by, and while the rain drummed steadily against the windows, the bookstore's atmosphere flourished with the warmth of the conversations held and stories shared. The young woman eventually found her way to the back, where Margaret had just brewed a fresh pot of coffee. "Would you like a cup? It's our special blend," Margaret offered, pouring an extra strong cup, just the way she loved her own. "Thank you," the young woman said, her smile radiating gratitude. "I'm Ivy, by the way." "Pleasure to meet you, Ivy. I'm Margaret, and this is my husband, Harold." She introduced them with a twinkling smile. "Are you new in town?" "Yes, I just moved here last week. I'm looking for a fresh start," Ivy said, stirring her coffee thoughtfully. "Fresh starts are always a whirlwind of adventures," Harold chimed in. "Are you an avid reader?" "Absolutely. Books have always been my escape," Ivy responded passionately. The three of them talked with ease, sharing their favorite genres and authors, laughing as they discovered commonalities in their tastes. As the evening wore on, the rain continued to pour outside. The couple welcomed Ivy to stay longer, and she eagerly accepted the invitation, as if she had found a refuge amidst the storm. "Do you have any particular tastes?" Margaret inquired after a lengthy discussion on the books that had shaped them all. Ivy paused before responding. "I enjoy stories about adventure and mystery, but there's something about reality mingled with a sprinkle of magic that truly intrigues me." "Ah, magical realism, one of my favorites," Margaret said, her eyes sparkling as if they had uncovered a hidden gem. Just then, an impossibly tall stack of books caught Ivy's attention, leaning precariously on a nearby shelf. Curious, she made her way over, carefully lifting them one by one to reveal a small wooden box hidden beneath. "Look at this," Ivy exclaimed, holding the box up for them to see. It was intricately carved and had a small latch, but it bore no name or inscription. "Oh my, that's been here for ages," Margaret said, as if she had just remembered something long forgotten. "We've always assumed it was an old relic of some sort. No one's ever claimed it." "Can we open it?" Ivy asked, her green eyes glinting with excitement. "Why not give it a try?" Harold encouraged, moving closer to get a better look. He reached out, fumbling at the latch until it clicked open. With a swift motion, they lifted the lid. Inside the box lay a delicate, shimmering silver key and a rolled-up piece of parchment. As Ivy unfurled it, the three of them leaned in, eyes wide with anticipation. "The key to your dreams lies within the pages of your heart," Ivy read aloud, her voice barely a whisper. "What does that mean?" "I remember reading about this key in an old book. It's said to lead to an incredible adventure if one is bold enough to follow its trail," Margaret said, recalling tales she had long cherished. "An adventure," Ivy repeated, a giddiness welling inside her. "Yes," Harold said, nudging Margaret playfully. "Perhaps a journey where stories come to life. Who knows? Why not take the leap?" With her imagination ignited, Ivy stared at the key, then back at the couple. "I'm in. All in. Let's find out where it leads." Margaret clapped her hands together in delight. "Oh, this will be fun. The three of us, like characters in a story. But we must be cautious. Every adventure comes with its own set of challenges." "Caution is boring," Ivy giggled, and with that phrase, a pact was formed. The three adventurers decided to meet the following evening at the bookstore to begin unraveling the mystery wrapped within that key. When night fell, the first glimmers of anticipation filled the boundless page with an air of magic. Ivy arrived with a satchel full of snacks, her excitement palpable. She set everything up as the couple greeted her with wide grins. "Ready?" Harold asked, holding the silver key between his fingers as if it was the rarest of treasures. "More than ever," Ivy affirmed. The trio rummaged through old books, seeking hints, clues, or anything that might provide a lead about the key's significance. After what felt like hours of hunting, they stumbled upon an ancient text that glowed with a peculiar light when Ivy ran her fingers across its pages. "Here!" she exclaimed, pointing to a paragraph outlining a fabled realm called Dreamweaver's Hollow, known for its extraordinary ability to manifest one's deepest desires through vibrant stories. But there was a catch. Only those who held true to their hearts could access its realm. "Maybe, just maybe, this key unlocks the door to that world," Ivy suggested, breathless with the excitement of discovery. Margaret, peering through her glasses, said with a tremor of disbelief, "If we can find the door, we can try." Eagerly, they retraced their steps to the box, then instinctively pointed to a hidden door in the corner of the bookstore. It was an unassuming wooden door, slightly ajar, long forgotten, yet beckoning them. "This must be it," Ivy urged, her pulse racing. They approached the door, and with a shared glance between them, Ivy inserted the silver key into the lock. With a slow turn, an enchanting light bloomed around them, illuminating the room before erupting outward. When the door swung open, it revealed a wondrous landscape. Vibrant colors danced through the air, and ethereal music echoed softly from an unseen source. The boundless page had transformed into a mystical world shimmering with possibilities. With bright eyes, Ivy stepped through first, followed closely by Harold and Margaret, who exchanged a "we've just stepped into the pages of a book" look. They found themselves standing in a land of pastel skies and majestic mountains, where the clouds crafted whimsical shapes of dragons and castles. "What now?" Ivy asked, spinning around in wonder. "Adventure calls," Harold said with a gleeful laugh. "Wherever the stories take us," Margaret added, filled with renewed spirit. They soon learned that they each held a unique power in this realm. Ivy was a storyteller and could weave words into reality. Margaret had the ability to heal with compassionate gestures, whereas Harold possessed wisdom so profound that mere words could spark revolutions of thought. Together, they ventured forth, breathing life into tales as they journeyed through magical towns, encountered enchanting creatures, and faced incredible challenges. At one moment, they helped a village beset by a curse of perpetual sleep wake up by sharing their tales of hope and resilience. In another, they thwarted a cunning trickster, using Harold's wisdom to outsmart him. However, in the heart of Dreamweaver's Hollow, a darker tale was unfolding. Whispers of an antagonist on the rise, known as the Shadow Narrator, a being determined to steal all light from the realm and craft stories dominated by despair and gloom. We must band together. We need the strength of all the characters we've met. Ivy gathered her companions after learning of the impending threat. If we don't stand against the Shadow Narrator, there may be no stories left at all. Their quest led them to rally characters from the grand stories they had experienced. The brave knight they saved from eternal slumber, whimsical fairies, and wise trees that spoke in riddles. Each soul in the realm was tethered by hope, each narrative woven together to create a tapestry of light. In the final confrontation beneath the starry sky, Ivy, Margaret, and Harold faced the Shadow Narrator. With fervent conviction, they poured their hearts into a story of courage that rang through every crevice of Dreamweaver's Hollow. As they spoke, light began to twirl around them, intertwining with their words. The Shadow Narrator faltered for the first time, ensnared by the very essence of creativity that fueled the realm. Panic mingled with rage in his eyes as the warmth of their unity closed in, strangling his control over the darkened corners of the story. In a climactic moment twisted with tension, he conjured shadows around him, but before he could unleash them, Ivy planted her feet firmly, found her voice, and spoke words of unparalleled hope. You may think darkness can silence us, but we are the stories that bind us together. We have dreams that outlive shadows. In that instant, a brilliant light filled Dreamweaver's Hollow, engulfing the Shadow Narrator in a spectrum so bright that it shattered the oppressive darkness, unraveling the shadows until they dissipated into mere whispers of forgotten tales. As quiet reignited the realm, the trio stood triumphant, united by the journey that had begun in a little bookstore. They didn't merely save a fantasy, they discovered the power of creativity, community, and courage. As a newfound alliance blossomed, Ivy, Harold, and Margaret continued to reside in Dreamweaver's Hollow, their hearts now ablaze with tales that inspired hope and unity. They became the guardians of this land, where stories of all kinds flowed once again, forever reminding characters and readers alike that they could wield the power of narrative to overcome darkness. Finally, someone knocked on the door of the Boundless Page one day, an innocent customer lost in the rain. But this time, the couple shared their secret with Ivy, who transformed them into the most ardent of storytellers, ready to weave new adventures for generations to come. And as they ventured into every nook of Dreamweaver's Hollow, they discovered that the key to their dreams was greater than mere wishes. It was the love of stories shared, that together they had crafted, eternally bound within the pages of our hearts.